It's your man in 100 grand. It's Doc G. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video um, speaking about how modern women have lost their leverage with men. Keep in mind, once upon a time, women used to be referred to as the fairer sex. Women used to be referred to as the fairer sex because of something called feminine wiles. What are feminine wiles? Feminine wiles are basically when the power of suggestion that women used to have over a man's mind. Feminine wiles is like you see a fine woman, you see how she carries herself, and you as a man would do anything for her. That's the power that women used to have when they were feminine. That's the power that women used to have when they actually, embrace their feminine energy. But guess what? Modern day feminism have taught women to be boss bitches and oh well you don't need to fucking be feminine and you don't need men and all of that. And what has that done? That has drawn away their feminine energy. That has drawn away their feminine wiles that 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 usually make a man crazy. So what has that done? Modern day feminism has basically made women more masculine, which basically now they have no power over modern day men because they're trying to be men now. So they have lost their leverage over men. It's crazy because keep in mind how women were back in the day versus how women are right now. Let me give you an example. Look at a woman like Marilyn Monroe. Back in the day, how she used to carry herself. The way that she carried herself and her feminine nature. I mean, she could have any man that she wanted. She was able to pull the president of the United States. She was able to pull Babe Ruth. She was able to pull the director of the FBI. That was the type of power that she had in her divine feminine. Keep in mind that hell, men have fought wars over women. Men have fought fucking wars and died over women. Do women have that power now? Shh. Not even. Yo, women do not have that power over men nowadays. The way that women carry themselves nowadays, they're losing. This is why women are basically nowadays damn near begging men to marry them. This is why you fucking see them making these videos talking about where have all the good men gone, because they're desperate. This is why you see them making videos dissing the shit out of passport bros who have options, because they're desperate. And why are they desperate? Because they're trying to compete with men. They're not embracing the God-given feminine energy that they were born with. Instead, they're trying to fucking be like us. And now they're paying the price for it. They are paying the price for it. You can see that with the low marriage rates now. You can see that with the fact that that most men aren't even trying to cohabitate with women now. They no longer have that power over men. They no longer have that mind control over men that they used to have. And then with the power of the internet, with the power of media, it's like they tell on themselves now. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside because there's too many motherfucking distractions out here, man. Like real talk, motherfucking women out here nowadays, they taking the L, man. They're taking huge losses. Real talk. So what I got to motherfucking say about that, and keep in mind, it's like modern day women have lost their power over men because they're no longer able to pair bond with men either. Most women by the time they're fucking 18, they got a few fucking bodies on them. By the time that most women are 30, they probably got at least 50 fucking bodies on them. Let's keep it 100. By the time they motherfucking 30, they got a gang of bodies on them. So what does that leave them with? That leaves them with no men really wanting them. Because back in the day, men wanted to be with women because it was hard to get in the draws. It was hard to, it was hard to goddamn get with it like that. But nowadays, women are throwing away pussy like frisbees, and it's easy. It's easy to get that shit. They don't even respect themselves. They call themselves bitches, and they expect us not to call them bitches. They say that they're independent, but yet at the same time they want a provider. They contradict themselves all the time. Men see that shit now. We see that shit now, and we just simply say, fuck this shit. We don't have to deal with this. Men nowadays have options, and we know we have options. Back in the day, men didn't talk to each other about this shit the way that we talking to each other about the shit now. It was taboo for a married man to talk to other men about what it's like to be with his wife or what it's like to be divorced or anything like that. Nowadays, men, we have that information. We have that information now. So they can't run that fucking game on us nowadays that they ran on men back in the day. So women are losing modern day American women anyway. They are losing leverage, and it's making them panic. And you can see them panicking. You can see them panicking with all these motherfucking hating videos, with all the cancel culture, with how they used to hate on Kevin Samuels, with how they fucking hate on all the other Manosphere channels, and all that shit. You can see them panicking. You can see them panicking like a motherfucker. This is, and like I said, this is why a lot of them, they know deep down in their fucking souls that they're hurt by this shit. And the truth is, a lot of them are good enough to be baby mamas, but none of them are good enough to marry. And it bothers them. Because as much as they try to fucking be Miss Modern Day Independent Woman, it's a piece of them deep down inside that wants stability with a man. And they know that. They just won't admit it out loud. So they're losing leverage. They're losing leverage, fellas. And all I got to say about that shit, stay sharp, man. Stay sharp. Stay on your motherfucking square. Keep motherfucking grinding. Keep goddamn traveling. Keep stacking your ends. Fuck these bitches. Everything I fucking told y'all fellas so far up until now. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. And I'm telling you, man, because all you got to do is all you got to do is just shine. Just shine. Just do your thing. And when you shine, they see that shit. And they will want you just off a general principle alone. They will fucking want you just because you on your motherfucking square, man. They won't admit it. They'll try to act like they're not hurt by it. They'll probably make videos and talk all kinds of shit and be like, go ahead, we don't want y'all, blah, 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 blah. They will say that. but you know they don't mean it. Women operate differently than men in this regard. They always say shit that they don't mean. Like, for example, when you ask a woman, hey baby, how are you? And she be like, oh, I'm fine. That means that they're not really fine. That means that they really, really are bothered on the inside. It works the same way when they say that we don't need men. Translation, they need a man. Oh, y'all can go ahead and go overseas and get other women. We don't care. And womanese, that means that they really care. Now I know it's crazy, but that's how women's minds work. They don't say what they really mean. It's actually quite the opposite. But with men, we're just basically black and white. We say what we mean. So if a woman asks us as men, if they ask us, are you, how are you doing? And if a man says, I'm doing fine, guess what? We really are doing fine. And if a woman says, oh, what you thinking about? No, and the man will say, oh, I ain't thinking about nothing, just chilling. That really means we ain't thinking about nothing, we just chilling. There is no double meaning behind the shit we do as men usually. It's just A plus B equals C with us. But with them, it's the total opposite. I basically spoke to this woman the other day about the concept of marriage. Spoke to her about the concept of marriage. And she damn near was pleading with me to understand why it's a good ideal to get married. I gave her every logical point in the book as to why marriage does not make sense for most men modern day. And she was like, well, what about love? Well, what about being with that special person? Well, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, marriage isn't about love, it's about security. You look at the divorce courts, you already know 80% of divorces are filed by a motherfucking wife. So as a man, you see that shit, it doesn't make sense. You be like, hell no. Then on top of that, 90% of divorce proceedings are fucking won by the wife. So why should I, as a fucking man, a single man with no children and all the freedom in the world, why the fuck should I even think about marriage? And then she was stuttering. She was stuttering like a motherfucker. And I was like, that right there alone, that shit right there alone proved how women have lost their leverage. What I'm gonna get married to you for, some pussy? Come on, y'all. I don't even have to talk about that part. Y'all already know what it is. I don't even have to get married to get pussy. What I'm gonna get married for? So, just in case I get old, I'm gonna have somebody to take care of me. I already got that figured out. So there is no true fucking reason for me to get married. And if y'all seen some of my posts, y'all saw one of the posts that I posted in the community area on my page about how much it costs to date women. And I showed y'all a post where I dated 5 women in about a month and a half time period. And y'all saw how much money that added up to, right? That's before I turned red pill. But y'all saw how much money that was to date 5 women within a fucking 2-month period, basically. That shit was like $700. So when I turned red pill is when I started thinking, what the fuck could I have spent that fucking $700 on? Why the fuck do I need to spend this money so I can goddamn walk around singing and dancing, looking like a court jester, trying to please and impress some chick? I don't have to do that. It's like a fucking light just clicked off in my head, and it was like, you know what? I really don't need these bitches like that. You know what? I really don't care about the validation of females like that. And you know what? I really don't have to fucking take women on dates and be nice to get pussy like that, because I've gotten pussy before without having to take women on dates. So, fellas, I'm going to end it here. And I'm just going to tell you this. Don't worry about the goddamn validation or approval of some women, of women, period. Because let me tell you something. In the end, it's just going to leave your pockets dry. And it's just going to leave you with a big ass headache. They have lost leverage. They're panicking like a motherfucker and they're grasping at straws. And I'm sitting back just watching the world burn, laughing my ass off at the whole entire situation. I'm just saying, man. It's your boy